5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is the Matrix?
Start me from the top, man.
Maybe it's the weed got me. Maybe it's these trees got me. Maybe it's these hoes got me. Maybe it's the stroll that got me. Maybe it's these clothes got me. Maybe it's these laws got me. Maybe it's my dogs got me. Maybe it's these bras got me. Maybe it's this man that got me. Maybe it's my clan that got me. Maybe it's my fam that got me. My plans, my plans. The Matrix, Matrix.
When I wake up in the morning, I wake up in the morning, putting my read in my Bible paper. Lord, I can see them later. Middle finger up, always screaming, fuck a hater. Chewing on them suckers like annihilator. No hip hop, this ain't rock and roll. This is real music, pop like your soul. All aboard! It's time to hop aboard my spaceship, because you are now tuned in to what is the Matrix TV Halloween special. I'm your host, Jason Elm Street Williams. And today we're going to get it off. We have a beautiful, crazy Halloween episode starting with Eminem endorsing Kamala Harris, dressing up as a transsexual. Is Eminem the Jesus of hip hop? Is he the hip hop devil? Is Eminem allowed to get away with things that black artists couldn't get away with, like the nigger bitch tapes that Benzino was talking about coming after Michael Jackson, and why throughout his career is Eminem always dressed up as a woman? Second, Beyonce endorses Kamala Harris. We're going to get into that. More about Halloween, movies of the week, Josie and the Pussycats. Does the government use entertainers for mind control? Kanye West defeating Adidas. Power of the black dollar, power of the God. Hitler and Donald Trump. The comparison. Are we about to have a dictatorship, y'all? Are you niggas about to be on lockdown? Because we know how your black neighborhoods look. And then the movie Coco, Disney, Dos Los Muertos. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about Demolition Man, Mario Brothers, the movie, the reptilian connection and the human connection. The movie The Creator. The movie The Creator, watch it, with Denzel Washington's son. And then the Menendez brothers being released, and them being the murderers of their parents on Elm Street Drive. And then last, we'll be talking about Elon Musk and the transhumans. So we have some beautiful guests this week. I'd like to tune in. So how are we doing today? Can we put that on, Murdoch? Where are our beautiful guests? We have beautiful Sun Ra.
What up, man? What up, man? Hey, man, what you smoking, man? Let me hit that, man. Yeah. I shook, man. I tell you what, I shook. I'm excited. Let's get into it. Hey, you brought up some good topics that I'm actually curious to learn about as well. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard about a lot of shit you talking about. Like the Eminem, that's very interesting. So I'm excited for you to drop it on that, and I can give my opinion on that.
Always. And Goddess Lana. Lana, are you there? So we see. So let's get into it, Murdoch. Pop up those Eminem pictures. So right there, y'all, right here, we have Eminem all throughout his career dressing up as a female. And if you guys saw this week, he started dressing up as a female for Kamala Harris. I want everybody watching this to type in Eminem dresses as a woman for Kamala Harris. So why is it that Eminem gets away with dressing as a transvestite through hip hop all throughout his career? I don't know if you guys remember when he had the nigger tapes where he was on film calling black women niggers, saying that black women were bitches and weren't shit. and Benzino was going to come out with those tapes, if y'all remember. Then all of a sudden, Benzino started catching problems. But if y'all really remember, that's when Eminem signed 50 Cent. Because Eminem and Benzino, Ja Rule, and all those brothers started going against Eminem. And then that's when Eminem signed 50 Cent, because his career was about to get ruined. So he needed to sign 50 Cent, another black devil, another devil that insinuated more beef into hip hop. You know, you got to wonder, if it wasn't for 50 Cent, where would the trajectory of hip hop went? When we really, really think about it, with Eminem, and the reason why I bring up Eminem as well, we know that entertainers are used to influence society, but when Eminem blew up, what it did, it allowed other races, in particular, the so-called white race, it allowed them to no longer have to deal with so-called black issues anymore. They no longer had to entrench themselves in the real culture, learn about Malcolm X, learn about our struggles. Eminem allowed non-so-called black people to live vicariously now through hip hop comfortably. So that's what we're getting into. Let's show Beyonce before we start asking the guests. And I see Brandon. What up, brother? Log into the StreamYard if you're trying to be a guest. So Murdoch, put on that Eminem picture one last time, and then we're going to go into Beyonce. So once again, right there. And so when you talk to people and you start talking bad about Eminem, notice how they get angry. I compare it to the Jesus syndrome. So they use Eminem just like they did Elvis. And so what he did, he was allowed to come into hip hop saying things that a so-called black man could never say, never do, and the popularity because he was white took over. And then also now you got to question who let him in. It was Dr. Dre. And so coincidentally, Dr. Dre is being accused of certain things now, you know. So Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, because Eazy-E talked about Snoop Dogg, and so did Tupac. So everybody start doing your investigations on the truth behind Eminem and how he was part of destroying hip hop as well, and what he brought into hip hop. So let's go into Beyonce. And what do you feel about that, Sun Ra, with the elections, with Beyonce? I know you're out there in Atlanta. What is the frequency with black women endorsing Kamala, and what are your thoughts with celebrities endorsing Kamala? You there? Sunra.
Jason.
What's up, goddess? How you doing?
I
So,
want to suck your blood.
so let's keep it going. We're talking about the Beyonce and Kamala Harris. What do you feel about that, sister? Do you feel that those are rituals taking place to where they're using celebrities to influence the population?
Beyonce, fiance. Of course. Kamala Harris is going for president. Kamala Harris is using our goddesses to manipulate us to think we should vote for her. The Democratic Party. I'm sipping on a nice glass of blood. I want to suck your blood.
Welcome to the Halloween special. Sun Ra, are you there?
Yeah, my bad. Hey, what up, man? I just got home. I'm about to hit my trees and we'll get into it.
Okay, God.
Let's go, Sun Ra.
So what do you feel, goddess, with the Beyonce? We had the picture up right there. Throw that back up, Murdoch.
Beyonce the devil.
What? She's a devil. Hey, but you know what? I'm actually very interested in hearing people's opinions on Beyonce. So yeah, drop it.
Her frequency with me, I don't know. I've been bitten, so I might like her. I need some
Are
blood.
you speaking from your true wisdom and your intuition, or are you speaking from a hater?
Never a hater.
Got you.
Always
Okay.
tapped in.
Okay, got you.
Frequencies are everything. That's what runs this world.
Right.
And
True. Right.
Beyonce, her frequency has bothered me for over 10 years. I used to like her, but her frequency bothers me.
And why is that? Do you feel that she should be endorsing Kamala Harris? Should all black women? Because we wanted to talk about that, and we have some more. Don't we have some more Beyonce and Kamala Harris pictures, Murdoch, to put up? And you can show yourself too to the audience, Murdoch. But for me, Beyonce, I really was feeling a lot of her stuff in the past years, from Formation, the New Orleans stuff that she was doing.
Black is
She had
king.
the Hathor. If you saw her with the horns, that was Hathor. So we talk about music, Hathor, the cow deity, mushrooms, magic. So I felt that.
Hold on, Jason. Hold on. Black is king.
I remember that with the Lion King. So
Hey, hey, goddess. Let me ask you a question. Are you there?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
How do you feel about Black is King? Beyonce has literally maybe a billion fans. The fact that she even released Black is King and put that level of awareness into people's consciousness, I've never seen a major artist do anything like that before.
I don't remember Black is King. I don't remember
Huh?
watching it. I don't remember watching the movie, honestly. So I can't comment on that. But yes, if she's doing something great for the community, then great. But
Black
as
is
far
King.
as
What?
you,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
So real quick, Jason, are you familiar with Black is King?
Was that the one? I was familiar with the Lion
Where
King.
is?
I
Oh,
didn't see.
okay. So Beyonce. Okay. So all right. Before we go in, all right, y'all. Before we go in on our beloved Beyonce, y'all need to watch Black is King. She made a whole album. It was like a video movie
Yeah.
about Black culture, African Black culture.
Yeah, I remember she was
It's
in the
called Black
bag.
is King.
I definitely remember she was in her bag. So, what do you feel about that? Her endorsing Kamala Harris. Put that picture back up while Brother Sun Ra. Do you feel that's a good thing? I know we don't get into politics too much, but the elections are here. What do you feel about that?
So look. So hold on. My bad. So check this out. Okay, Kamala. All right. So first of all, who was Kamala Harris? Kamala comes from her mother comes from the Brahmins, right? That's a class of Indians. So in India, they have a huge problem, colorism problem, light skin versus dark skin. It's really bad over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, a
The upper,
cat.
the up, exactly. That's what my mother said. The caste system. The lighter skin, so-called Hindus, are racist against the darker skinned Hindus. Kamala Harris' mother comes from a caste of lighter skinned Hindus who are racist against darker skinned, right, Hindus. And she married to a white dude. So
Right.
no wonder why she's able to lock up so many niggas with no remorse. Because listen, she's a low key racist. So that's one thing about Beyonce. Is like, why Beyonce supporting a racist? To the goddess point about, okay, what's really going on with Beyonce? First you come out with Black is King, promoting Black culture. No, not just Black culture,
Throw
but
on the Josie and
ancient.
Pussycats. Keep
Right,
talking.
right, right, right. Ancient Nubian culture. Now and then all of a sudden now you're backing a racist named Kamala Harris. So that's why I'm curious to hear what the goddess's opinion on her and what's really going on with Beyonce from her intuitive standpoint.
I think she's a vampire now.
Uh-oh. All right.
Before I liked Beyonce, like I said, but about
Right.
Sasha
10,
Fierce.
12 years ago, her music, along with Katy Perry and all these other artists, her frequency is off. So I stopped listening to her, and it's very disappointing because I had Beyonce on play every time I hopped in my car. I love Beyonce. I love her music. But the frequency is off with her ever since she's been with Jay-Z. Let's talk about it. What happened? Did Jay-Z bite Beyonce and make her into a vampire?
Interesting.
What happened to our goddess? She's supposed to free the beehive. We are the beehive.
Right, because the queen bee dictates everything. So if the so-called Moorish woman says something is cool, that's the reality. So let's get in, like I was speaking of Josie and the Pussycats. That's one of the movies that I want everybody to take a deep look at. Some might say it's corny, but it's showing you exactly what's going on in the world. When we look at entertainers, let's look at entertainers and politics. But this movie breaks down how the FBI and the government and the CIA literally control everything through entertainment, through TV, movies, commercials, paid advertisement, which is subliminal messaging, newspapers, magazines, now computers and technology, cell phones interacted with celebrities, right? They use social media to influence us. They use books, education, and then in schools, the kids talk. What did we used to talk about? The artists. So then college, they talk about the artists, Hollywood, movies, TV. And then they have events like the elections, natural disasters that they create. You remember Hurricane Katrina when they had all the celebrities and Kanye got in trouble for saying, well, Michael Myers, George Bush doesn't like black people. You know, we're still dealing with this bullshit. You know, and that's one of the things. Celebrities influence the military. They influence war. What is war? Weapons, money. What is that all about? A land grab, resources. So that's culture, artifacts. And what was Kanye talking about? Fashion. So now we learn that celebrities, entertainment, politics control fashion, what we wear. Last episode, Brother Sunra was talking about what we wear represents our culture. But if we're wearing Gucci, Prada, Levi's, and all these different, then we're going to talk about Abercrombie and Fitch. We're going to bring up the justice system and talk about that as well. But the entertainers and politics control the economics. They control the trends. They're the influencers. And then they also control the mass guard. They're the gatekeepers for the underworld. That's why you're learning about all the sex trafficking, all the drugs, because the drugs are going to be linked to the church, and how the Vatican is linked to the Italian mafia, and the mafia is what links to drugs, alcohol. So all this is basically what they call the Church of Satan. All this big cabal, and they're ran by extraterrestrial beings that do not have the love for humanity like we would think. And that's where we're at today for me, is that we're all being divided by a group of elite that are controlled by extraterrestrial beings that do not want us to activate our superpowers that's within, that we will call the God, the mutants. And that's why we need these type of shows to have these conversations to break the spell of the Matrix, because the rest of the world is under a mind control program.
And that's exactly why you haven't made it, Jason. That's why you haven't made it yet. That's why I haven't made it yet, right? Because you, right, people like you and other beings on the planet are real starseed. Y'all the real guys. You, Jason Sunwalker, you're not supposed to make it in the beast system. You're not supposed to make it in the beast system. You're not supposed to make it in the beast system.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a beat.
A lot of people, listen, there's a lot of people who need to hear this message, because a lot of people are hurt. They're traumatized because they're great artists, great musicians, right? They have a really stark galactic vibe, and they're wondering, why the fuck am I not being played on the radio? Why I don't got a record deal? You're not supposed to make it in the beast system. You're not supposed to make it in the beast system.
Mm.
Think
So
about that.
Go deeper with that. What do you feel about that as far as us? Because for me, I already know is that since they have their influencers, we would influence people to talk about this. And to me, that's when the mothership comes. When enough women of the beehive send out that frequency that the mothership is real, that extraterrestrials are real, to break the mind control, she sends out a frequency to the beehive. And to me, that's how the spell gets broken. When enough of our sisters send it out. And that's why it's imperative for our brothers, because once enough women of our culture see that this is the new cool, this is when the wealth starts happening. This is when all the riches, all the land gets freed up, all the changes. So I see a change happening, but I feel that we need to start directing it towards us. We should already have our political party. You know, I wanted to talk about this week as far as the Democratic Party. What has the Democratic Party done for so-called Black people? You know,
The mothership is visited through dreams right now. There are women who are seeing the mothership in their dreams. That's how real this is.
So now,
Pop
so now we
Halloween.
okay, bet. So now we're trying to get. Now we want to get galactic.
Okay.
Now we want to get
And
galactic.
that Coco.
Always.
Go ahead, Sun Ra. We're gonna pop up. There's a movie. I don't know if you've seen it called Coco. It's a
No, I ain't
Disney.
seen it.
You haven't seen it? Oh, it's about Dos Los Muertos and this kid traveling into the underworld. And of course, Mexicans.
Dia de los Muertos.
Dios, Diolosmuertos. Dio los Muertos. So we're speaking about cultures that haven't demonized or lost their essence of ancestor worship. And the origination of this holiday comes from the Aztecs, and we learn the Mayans, and then of course the Olmecs, and then we see Anubis right there. You know, if you guys learn about ancient Kemet, the true hairless dog that we find as Anubis in Egypt is actually originated in Mexico. So that's how we learn that the culture that we find in Egypt, Kemet, Tamare, is connected to Tamare right here of the West.
Hi, Anubis.
Amare.
Yo, I wear. Hey, Jason, check this out. I gotta tell y'all this story. One day I was out and about downtown Atlanta, right? Somebody walked up to me and said, "How you doing, brother?" I said, "How you doing?" And they presented me an Anubis ring. They said, "Brother, I've seen you before. I found this ring, and I thought about you. Here you go." And I've been wearing. So I wear an Anubis ring. I've been wearing it every day for the last 3 years.
Wow.
Right, that's wild.
That's
I don't even know this nigga. He just said, I don't even know this nigga. He said, I see you all the time. I seen this ring, Anubis ring, and I thought you need to wear it. So I've been wearing Anubis ring for 3 years on my thumb.
You want to hear my Anubis story? You want to hear my Anubis story?
Yeah,
Before I even met Jason like 2 years ago, Anubis came to me in my room, and I didn't even know who he was. He came from the ground all the way up. And then I met Jason a year later, and he had a statue, that same statue. And I was like, who is that? And he said, it's Anubis.
Who is that?
Yeah.
Can y'all see my screen?
Can see you now.
Okay, bet.
Oh, wow. I can see it.
You see? Okay, cool. Bet. And so look on my wall, look. Look at that.
I see it.
So dog of the underworld represents the afterlife. When you die and you come back.
So check this out. I'm glad you brought that up. So check this out. I'm glad you said that. Underworld. We gotta stay woke, y'all, and understand that in ancient times, everything was reversed. So when you're talking about the underworld, you're talking about the galactics. Everything was reversed. So I'm saying,
as above, so below.
As above, so below. Exactly.
So what do you guys feel about the tarot cards? and things of that nature. Can we get a picture of the Halloween, Murdoch?
I'm
But
not familiar with tarot
we
cards,
also
but
have
I see it in my dreams.
the picture with Halloween and Dios los Muertos. So right there. So for me,
Spooky.
I feel that it's also beautiful that other cultures still celebrate their ancestors, but so-called Moors, Mers, Nubians, Aboriginal, Indigenous people that are classified as Black now is demonized. Yet they celebrate Halloween. You know, why do you feel? Is it that Christianity has just destroyed our people so much that they don't even practice holidays that are built to empower them? So Dia de los Muertos originated in Mexico. Origins stem from the tradition of rituals of indigenous cultures of Mexico. Ceremonies held during the Aztec summer were mainly focused on the celebration of the dead and recognizing death as a natural part of human experience. Aztecs didn't believe that death was the end, but rather the beginning, and that before death, everything is a dream. Celebrating the honor of their deceased loved ones. How to celebrate it? Visit the cemetery, leave food offerings shaped like
Yes.
skulls at the altar, along with candles, incense, and pictures of the deceased. Is it religious? The custom combines indigenous Aztec rituals with Catholicism brought through religion by Spanish conquistadors. As soon as the holiday was absorbed, the Catholic calendar in the Latin America. And then we compare it to All Hallows Eve, which originated, they say, in Ireland. So let's talk about it. You know, different ancestor worship, worshiping the dead, but we see that the church is still involved. We see that death, necromancy, is a part of almost Jesus worship in a sense. What do you guys feel about Halloween, Dios de los Muertos, and these holidays?
Don't forget Christians. Not to have no, you do what you do, but the altar, the altar is something that I remember going to put all my quote unquote sins there. So don't demonize folks when they want to keep their ancestors alive and they have pictures of them on their altar. So there's no different. It's the same culture. It's just someone stole ours, demonized it.
Right, and then exactly, we celebrate it as the Day of the Ancient Ones. Remember now, when you put on a costume, you're embodying the energy of whatever you're wearing. Uh-oh, somebody calling your booty call.
Holla.
Peace and love. Welcome to What is the Matrix TV. State your name and where you from. You there? Peace and love. Hello. Okay, keep on going, brother Sun Ra. So
No, I was,
no,
somebody,
go ahead.
somebody called in.
We're trying to, but keep going
Somebody
in.
called in.
Put on a picture of Halloween while Sun Ra goes in before we get into Hitler and Donald Trump.
And you was breaking up a little bit, beloved.
Okay, so go in. We were talking about Halloween, Dios los Muertos, ancestor worship, the Orishas.
You know,
Sun
one
Ra,
thing I would like to add, Brother Jason, as far as ancestral worship, I think that it's very misunderstood how, even from a different lens, the Christians believe that Jesus is that individual or their chosen one, and that still is a part of your ancestral if you're talking location based.
That's true.
So if in the essence you're talking Christianity and different practices, I do find it very intriguing how, even though may be lost in its transport what's the word, um
lost in translation.
yeah, translation, but I find it interesting how there's still going to be some sense of ancestral worship.
Yes.
True, because Jesus died and then was resurrected. and they still keep that alive. So
The spirit that is.
yeah.
And it's, I think it's also an interesting topic even to talk about resurrection on that Christian topic, because as far as evolution or revolution, you're always going to have something that's going to be necessary to have a rebirth. Even the last book of the Bible was Revelations, in translation that means rebirth. So I think it's really interesting how even that time has passed and we grow further away from our originations of our ancestral worship, from our grandfathers, our orishas, and things like that. We still do keep it somewhat close.
The
There we go.
Orishas.
We got the Orishas right here. We got the
Talked
tarot
about it.
card. So yeah, so let's get into it. We got some can you throw up the Indiana Jones crystal skull picture? So right there, y'all. So right here, I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, but when it comes to the crystal skulls and technology, they're in Mesoamerica and they're dealing with the Nazis, which we're going to get into with Adolf Hitler and Donald Trump, but they're after the crystal skulls, but really it's the knowledge, because they find out that the extraterrestrials actually are really all about knowledge and information. So what do you guys feel about that when it comes to the crystal skulls? Have you guys researched the crystal skulls in Mesoamerica and Indiana Jones and things of that nature when it comes to those films? And what do you guys feel about films like that?
First of all, that's one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
I know it by heart, so if you play it, I'll know. But you're my master teacher, Jason, when it comes to these topics. So, you know, I can just tell you what the movie's about.
So look. Also, I want to say this. I'm glad you brought that up. So in our order, the crystal skulls is something very important that we need to find. The reason why they're hiding, that's why that shit was deep. Without getting too deep, I'm gonna keep it very simple. All of our past life history, right, and genetic memory, right? Since we're under a spell, we don't have access to that. But the ancestors, long story short, programmed it and saved it in those crystal skulls. I'll say it one more time. Before the Hyksos invaded and put you niggas under a spell, the memories of your past life, the memories of your ancestors were stored on your DNA, long story short, right, was programmed onto crystal skulls by your ancestors. Long story short. That's why they're hiding them. Matter of fact, they have some of them. That's why they're getting a lot of these movies from, because they took the crystal skull, they put it in the computer, and they're decoding it. And they're watching you niggas, and while they're decoding the crystal skulls, they watching you niggas on starships, building pyramids, because it holds all the memories. We don't have access to it because they got the spell keeps you blocked from your subconscious. Long story short, if you can't access your subconscious, you're not going to have total recall. Total recall, long story short, just means your entire reincarnation history. So imagine what type of nigga you would be if you knew what you was doing in all of your lives. Now they've made a movie about this very subject that you need to check it out. It's called Infinite, about a group of people who had total recall, meaning they could remember all their past lives, right? So there was one character in the movie. He was a perfect driver. Why? Because he has like 3 lifetimes worth of driving experience. Wow. He has 3 lifetimes worth of driving experience. So imagine what type of driver you're gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why people. Well, keep going. I'm listening.
No. Go ahead. Jump in.
I was going to say something too, as far as the crystal skulls.
Yeah, jump in.
That kind of represents, like, we have neuromelanin in us, and it's like black crystals, throughout our whole body. And those crystals are what makes us the superhumans that we are. So it kind of like represents, what's already in our DNA. Like what you were saying, the Akashic records, we're able to access the future, the past. We can do all of that.
And let's remember,
you know what's crazy?
Put on the Mario Brothers. Put on that Mario Brothers.
You know what's crazy though?
Hold on, real quick, y'all. Hold your horses, real quick. Remember, when you're thinking about all this, let's always come back to science. A
Yep.
crystal holds terabytes, gigabytes, petabytes of information. The crystals, when you look at a computer or all the technology, the crystal is what stores information. That's why the motherfucking crystal skulls, man, we gotta get those.
What I was gonna say was, since we're on the topic of science,
Hmm.
if you take and you look at the electric or the energetic frequency that certain crystals have versus how much a diamond radiates, they're more significant. They're more rich and potent as far as their nutrition and values to the earth. Uh, as far as, have you guys ever noticed that in the past, when you go look at those ancient pictures of the Egyptians and the Africans, how they would always have like bracelets wrapped up to their elbows?
Someone's calling.
Well, go ahead, JoJo. Keep talking.
I said, I think it's funny how they would always have the crystals wrapped up to their elbows, because the crystals, as far as how it would work onto the body, the crystal skull, as you guys are talking about, I think it's more on the movie spectrum. It was like an entendre. It was a double meaning. It was when black people had all the crystals, and they actually were in an alignment, like you were just talking about, accessing your records and this, that, and the third. Well, that takes a lot of energy, and you need frequency. So when we used to wear our crystals, and we used to have, like, you have your pendants and the necklaces you wear, you don't just wear them because they look nice and you want to be saying it's Gucci. You wear them because of the frequency that it radiates, right?
Correct.
So I think
They also speak on how the crystal quartz pyramid is designed absolutely correctly with the Great Pyramid of Giza, y'all.
so. And oh, wait, I'm piggybacking you. We're gonna come back to that, Jason. And on top of that, let's not dismiss what happens when you smoke DMT. It activates crystals and different things inside of your mind that are already dormant, and some more than others.
Explain to the audience what DMT is for those who aren't aware of that natural substance in us of the dream state, please.
DMT is a chemical that's released into your body when you die. So when people have near-death experiences like myself, you go on like a high dosage of DMT to where you're having this outer body experience. If it's not naturally put off from your body because you're about to pass away, it also can be found in the roots in the sap of a tree. So you take the sap out of the tree, and when you smoke it, just like when you take mushrooms and things like that, it brings you to a higher elevation to what the chemicals already dormant in your body. So you're not creating nothing new under the sun, but that in short terms is what that is. However, going back to the crystals and things inside of the mind and the crystal skull, like I said, it was an entendre. I also believe
Put on that Mario Brothers while he's talking about the crystals.
And on top of that, when you look at how you guys were talking about the computer and the science and things like that, have you ever looked at the pyramids from an aerial footage and looked at a microchip that comes out of an Apple or a Microsoft and compared the two? They're identical.
Yes, keep going. We're listening.
So with that being said, all of those pyramids and things, how the idea of the movie of Indiana Jones was him going through these pyramids and things like that, trying to find the skull, but in a different lens. That's just as it always was, the European trying to explore the mind and then going into where the stuff was originally originated to try to find its source. But in all in hopes, I think that the skull in that movie entirely was just showing you guys really the power of the computers of the pyramids. The pyramids.
Well, go to the crystal skull picture then, Murdoch, while he's talking before we go to Mario Brothers.
So that picture you're looking at right now, you have the main character looking at you, and around him is all the things that's going to come against him, and even underneath that skull, what do you see? A pyramid.
And then yes.
Go ahead, Jason.
No, I'm listening. I was going to say, and the indigenous people coming after him.
Exactly, so and he's running away. He's running away. And when you're talking about that spell, even that spell that he's running from, that's not something that's natural, that's foreign, that's entity. And even if you were to say, as far as that, if you were to find Jesus, that still would have been a foreign alien because that's not from here. So that's my take on the Indiana Jones movie, you guys.
I love it. I love it. Y'all check that
Great
out.
breakdown.
Great breakdown. And we'll get into, like I said, the Nazis and all that, but we're talking about the crystals, the original Super Mario Brothers. Everyone go watch this movie again if you're into the knowledge, because I believe this is it Dustin Hoffman right here to the right. He plays a humanoid lizard, and he laughs at some of the people, and he says, "Why would you brag about being a hairless ape?" And on top, you see the reptilians, you see the Goombas. So they were
Wow.
the movie's also about them using a crystal to travel through a different dimension in Brooklyn, underneath the tunnels, right? In the sewers. Once again, the underground sewers of New York, the Mario Brothers use a crystal to travel to a different dimension where humanoid reptiles are in control.
Hold on,
And
not to cut you off, Brother Jason, but just a quick little update for the watchers. Did anyone happen to watch the videos on the internet of who was climbing in and out of those tunnels?
Anubis.
No, I mean on the internet, as if though you've seen it just on your YouTube or something like that. It was in New York City. There was a specific group of people who were
Oh,
climbing.
we talked about that on a few episodes ago. The so-called pale-skinned Ashkenazi Jews. We called them the ninja Jews,
So
hopping
my
out of.
question to you is, Jason, who is Mario Brothers? Break that down for us.
Well, the Mario Brothers were supposedly Italian, Luigi and Mario, but they were two brothers from Brooklyn, plumbers, representing time travel dimensions. If you remember the video game, they would go through the wormhole, the
Those
Stargate.
portals.
Right, they would go through
Mhm.
portals. And then King Koopa, the reptilian, the reptile, you had to he was the final boss. And then in that movie, he's a humanoid reptile, and Mario's trying to save the princess. He's ignorant to the fact of what's going on. Luigi, his brother, is more intuitive in the movie and in the video game. And then the magic mushroom is also a part of the Mario Brothers. So the magic mushroom is conscious all throughout the movie and in the video game. When you eat the magic mushroom, you power up all throughout civilization, the Olmec culture, the Mayan cultures, ancient Egypt, Kemet, Atlantis, all mushroom cultures. So when we talk about the Mario Brothers, we're talking about the reptilian humanoid reptiles. For me, I would say that us as melanated people are the intelligent reptiles. That's when we get dehydrated, we become ashy. And that's why they put all these dams and blocked up all the water systems, because before the pale-skinned Europeans came, this was more of a lush land. Then if you guys remember the lumberjack people, they came and knocked down the trees. So this was more of a canopy, was more of a aquarium of life. Stevie Wonder made an album about it, and he made an album called The Secret Life of Plants. But with the Mario Brothers, they were speaking also of the so-called Moorish queen. So all throughout the movie, the Black Queen, she has the crystal around her neck. So it also refers to her. And then it goes into Yoshi, the dinosaur, how they throw in dinosaurs all throughout our lives, but they also throw in talking dinosaurs. So it touches on that subject. And then if you know about ancient civilizations, draconians and all that, in our civilizations, it's linked in. And then also with those who I say control the church, control the media, these are flesh-eating extraterrestrial beings that use humans to do their bids.
And not
And
to speed by that too quick, because that's a lot to process for our watchers. Can we just talk about what you just said about Black people, as far as having those extraterrestrial genetics? Because I find it very beautiful how we are the only creature on Earth, as far as humans, who are able to start and end the process of photosynthesis. When we go into the sun, we use that as energy, and you take someone else and they're gonna burn their skin to the point where they need to put a certain type of ointment, or they're gonna have to put something on top of the skin so it doesn't burn them through. I find it. What were you say?
There.
Exactly. Who
I'm right
blocks
here.
the sun? Who blocks the sun except for those who it was
Break it
dormant
down
to?
for him with your teachings as a guest on here with one of the questions he's asking.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
As well.
You
Say it
talking to
again?
me?
Yeah, Sun Ra. Did you hear his question?
Yeah. So the brother's talking about photosynthesis, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We also we call that melanogenesis. Melanogenesis. And Jason, you
Break
said
it
a
down
lot,
to us.
huh? It's photosynthesis. Hey, listen, I like to keep things very simple, just like the brother was dropping, right? You have melanin, which is a substance that allows you to convert the sunlight into energy. Case closed. Case closed. Known as photosynthesis, also known as melanogenesis, because you guys are upgrading. Without getting too deep, you guys are upgrading to the next dimension. Everybody keep talking about we're going to the fifth dimension. How? When you're overweight? No, you physically need to travel to the higher dimension. Why everybody keep talking about your consciousness? Blah blah blah. Nigga, please. But forget about their physical. Don't forget your soul is still in the physical. You know what I'm saying? Long story short. So it's called the dimensional shift.
Mhm.
Okay? It's called the dimensional shift. You have to shift your body as well to the next dimension. And the sun is helping you do that by unlocking your DNA. Blah blah blah.
Absolutely.
Very important.
Yep.
Now you said a lot. I don't want to get too far ahead because you said a lot. I want to talk about it. First of all, I'm gonna watch that movie, Super Mario Brothers, because you said a lot of shit that was like, damn, that's facts. You talked about something very important. You said that they went through a portal to another version of Earth. Is that correct? That's
Yes.
what you said, right?
Yes.
Right. So in our order, we deal with the multiverse
Yes.
called Kathir. In our language, we say Kathir Makwan. That means
Mm.
the multiverse. And guess
Mm.
what? Just like in that movie when they went to the portal, see now they went to another dimension of Earth
Confirm.
physically, right? Y'all
Mhm.
niggas do it listen, y'all shit every single night when you put your body to sleep.
Yep.
Your inner Stargate opens. When you're
Mm.
dreaming, because I hear a lot of niggas on social media talking about, well, dreams are the visions of the ancestors, dreams are this, dreams are that. Niggas still lost. The dreams, and they said it. Look, they said it. They gave you the answer in the movie Doctor Strange. Dreams are windows into the lives of your multiversal self. You do not just have one body. You have many bodies
Yep.
scattered throughout the multiverse. There are many versions of Earth. We have no idea how many. The government still has. Listen, the government still has no idea how many multiverses there are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Y'all, a big reason why they are jealous of you because if you're dreaming, that means you are leaving this realm and you're traveling the multiverse.
Yep.
So you're literally able to look into other dimensions,
And
right?
kids are so innocent. They're the ones that travel in different dimensions the most. They're
You know what's
super
funny?
tapped in.
You know
Yeah.
wot's funny? You know what's funny? I was watching
And
Bobby
they
Hemming
believe they're the
earlier.
closest to God.
Look,
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Bobby Hemming earlier, right? Goddess, I was watching Bobby Hemming earlier. He said the
Mm-hmm.
exact same thing you just said.
Yeah. I used to travel all the time when I was a kid. I flew like, I mean, come on now. Y'all remember that. I used to fly every night. Every night I would go somewhere.
The
I can
government,
see things happening before they happen. It's because, you know how you have a dream about something and then like it happens later. And it's like, dang, I
Yeah.
had a dream about this. Like literally that's true. Because there's multiple, like you were saying, there's multiple dimensions of us, multiple aspects, just like there's multiple perspectives on everything. So why wouldn't there be multiple dimensions and multiple parts of you? There's a higher self of you. There's a lower self of you, you know? It's like a
Exactly.
scale. It goes up and down, up and down.
And that's what they have us in a time loop. That's what the 7-day theory is. That's the whole point of giving us time, like 7 p.m., 7:30, 12, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock. All these seconds in time is actually done to confuse you. Like
keeping
when
you
you eat a
trapped.
mushroom, yeah, time erases, so you know that they're controlling your destiny, making you wake up at certain hours, saying that you have to act a certain way at certain hours, saying you have to get up at this time, saying that this specific day you have to celebrate this holiday, and that's the only day you get to dance and celebrate and do this. Our World Series it's all a time loop to make people think that this world is real. And then they try to tell us that they try to control the dream world through TVs and movies and manipulation, and that's how they stop us from our superpowers in Netherland, because we're trying to find Netherland again, that dream where we can fly, walk on water again. But they use movies and these TV shows to make us not believe that that's us inside and that we can actually do this. So we'll tap on that, but also let's get into the Menendez brothers real quick.
Hey, brother Jason.
Am I hearing something ringing?
Can I ask y'all something real quick just before he goes on with this?
Because we got 10 minutes.
Have you guys ever seen the film 1984?
No.
Yeah, I have. Yes, I have.
They have something called the thought police.
It's called the thought police.
They have the love police, the honesty police. They had a ministry of truth and love. They would make everyone dress in the same color so they weren't able to identify who was male or female. The same haircut, the same outfit.
Then put on Demolition Man. Why he brings up that?
Hey man, that's one of my favorite movies.
Demolition Man. While we're talking about future societies, we'll just go
and how you guys are talking about how to form the constructive behavior of all of us in retro. I think that movie really shows it in the best way on how social media and just third-party influences of things that can influence you, and that right there is the actual spell.
What do you guys feel about Demolition Man as far as the AI running the music, us not being able to have sex, books inside of food being sealed, and then the tunnels again, right? The people were in the underground tunnels.
Well, I'll tell you,
those darn underground tunnels.
Before they
right. And then thinking became illegal, right?
Wow.
And then the church was controlling things, and then freezing people, cryo prisons,
cryo stations. Hey, that's one of my favorite movies. That's one of my favorite movies.
Go ahead, and then the so-called black man as the evil one.
And don't forget the era of enlightenment.
And it was illegal for us to cuss.
Yo, that's my movie. Yo, I love that fucking movie, man. That's my fucking movie.
On the
hold on. Simon Phoenix. Hold on. Simon Phoenix. That's me.
Oh, Simon Phoenix.
my nigga. Simon Phoenix. That's me. Walking around with colorful. Look, walking around colorful, cussing when you're not supposed to. Oh man, I'm about to watch it tonight, man. That's my favorite movie. But go ahead. I'll be quiet.
The Demolition Man.
Well,
yeah, that's my movie, man.
Have you guys seen the movie The Creator yet?
I have.
You guys need to go watch this movie. I would say this is like beyond the Matrix level type movies when we're dealing with transhumanism. For one, of course, the brother, I believe his name was Joshua. So, Jesus and all that. So he was the God. But basically, this was his son. He was half human. He had his blood. One drop of his blood created this sentient half human robot. But the robots were also being used to blow up cities, and then also we became cool with the robots. So we started creating cities with robots, farms, and then eventually people married robots and things of that nature. So also in the movie The Creator, they were able to take people's consciousness and control it and put it inside a computer. And that's why they go inside the sarcophaguses today and try to steal the mummies that are actually preserved. Because if they can connect the computer, like we were saying earlier, to these perfectly preserved bodies in the sarcophaguses, they now can see into what that so-called pharaoh royal person, everything that they saw, because the goal is for them to decode things. That's why on the History Channel, they were taking like so-called Pharaoh Ramses and certain mummies voice thorax, and they were putting it in ancient hieroglyph codes to use his voice basically, I think, to try to open up certain chambers because it's on voice command. So basically, the movie was also speaking on that with the creator. And then last, let's get into either the Kanye West picture or that Donald Trump. Because did we get on the Donald Trump?
We didn't talk about the Menendez brothers.
We were going to get
Not
into.
yet. Hey, Brother
Well,
Jason, I got to get out of here, you guys. It was a pleasure being here, though.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Thank you.
One love.
Your wisdom is appreciated.
So what do you guys want to close it out with? We have the Menendez brothers. We have Diddy and the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch. He got bail, but Diddy's still in jail. It kind of rhymed, didn't it? So,
yes.
You know, what do you guys feel about that? You know, we see the Menendez brothers possibly about to get out right around Halloween. Is that a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that it was on Elm Drive and that he was being molested by a father who was in the entertainment industry? We talk about rituals, y'all. Rituals right in front of us.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. So it's like, you know, people are concerned about their release, but it's like a revolving door. Oh, it's a revolving door because you've got one going in and one coming out. And we have to remember who the original colonizers were and what they did to our ancestors. So there's, you know, they raped us, they molested our children, they, you know, nothing new. So the Menendez brothers release is no different than Diddy and all the other folks that are coming in and out. Is it me or is there something ringing? I can hear a phone ringing.
Maybe
I can hear a phone ringing over here. So, like for the last 10 minutes.
I don't know, sister. But Kanye, that maybe that's the ancestors because the veil is being lifted as these nice feet. So what do you feel about Kanye West? Do you feel that that's a win for him? Adidas is expected to lose over $1 billion. Can you imagine one brother? One brother has a power to change an entire company. $1 billion, y'all. This is the power of us as gods, man. One person. There's no excuse. That's why we try to teach that we are the gods. The God is within. Together we can move mountains. Together we change reality. We are the culture. We are the industry. One person. Like, get it together. We're supposed to use these so-called holidays to charge up. These are the upload seasons. So when we talk about Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, these are like a computer cell phone upgrade. So talk to your ancestors. Pour a little liquor out for your ancestors. But you're supposed to say your grandma's name every day. But y'all say these celebrities, y'all praise these celebrities when they die more than our ancestors. That's why they don't want us to speak these ancient gods' names and goddesses' names, like Oshula, like we could start naming names like Shango, all these different names. Oba. I just pulled that card. So as we start closing it out in these last minutes, give us something. Matter of fact, show us that Hitler picture before we go, y'all, because I wanted to talk about that because it links up with Indiana Jones, the Crystal Skulls, and all that we're talking about. So show that Hitler and Donald Trump picture with the Nazi flag, because that Nazi flag, y'all, is a symbol of the sun. Those are all ancient Atlantean symbols, symbols in Kemet, symbols all throughout the Americas, India, Ethiopia. Do you have the picture, Murdoch? And we'll start closing it out on this one.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. I don't see it.
You should have it. It's there. You see it? What's good with your son, Ra? You there, brother?
Yep. Right
So,
here.
give us some. We're about to start closing it out. We got about 5 more minutes. We talked about the Eminem dressing up, getting away with things. Drag queen. To me, he's like the Jesus of hip hop. You know, it's as if that so-called other races mimic hip hop. They mimic black culture, but they
Right.
don't want to deal with our real culture. They don't really love us. So they can listen to rap music, but they can still hate black people.
But how true is that? How true is that? Come on, man.
You mean
If you
they
hate, hold on.
love us
If you
to
hate
hate
something,
us?
hold on. If you hold on now. If you
Okay.
hate something, if you really truly hate something, you don't want to look at it. You don't even want to think about it. You want to have nothing to do with that you hate. So
Mm.
do these people really hate us, or do they really actually low key love you and they're just haters? They wish they were you. Because if
Yes.
I have disliked something before, and guess what? I don't want to look like that. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I want to have my own shit. But yet they still copying y'all because they worship y'all.
They do worship us.
That's wild. What happened? Was she teleported? That's wild. Uh oh.
Now you are going to be
Look like the
mine.
goddess is teleported.
so I actually agree with you, brother. I believe that they actually worship us low key, but they
Yeah.
hate the fact that we're grabbing onto our culture. This is why I always say when it comes to Mesoamerica, they're starting to get real upset when we start speaking of us as being the Aboriginal people of all lands of this land, the mound builders of the Americas. When we go to Mexico and we claim the Olmecs, Washita, Choctaw, why do they get mad when, like you said, they low key everyone wants to be us? They dress like us. When I turn on TV, even the racist white folks on Fox News will drop our lingo. Everyone dresses like us. They even have the beards like us now.
My bad. My bad. Everybody saying my bad. Where'd that come from? Come on, man.
Dog, a cool,
Homie. What up, homie? What up, homie? What up, bruh? Bruh. I'll be on Call of Duty. I'll be on Call of Duty. These white people be like, bruh, what up, bruh? I'm like, come on, man. They want to
man.
talk like you. These people actually love you. And listen, you niggas get the most hate from your own kind, not from the so-called pale-faced white folks. Let's keep this shit real. Most us black people, Naga, Nagaru, Nubian people have received the most evil from our own kind. So stop playing.
So go to that Hitler picture right there. So what do you feel about Donald Trump and Hitler? And when we're talking about Indiana Jones, all throughout the Indiana Jones movies, you see the Nazis. Notice that the Nazis are always looking for our treasures.
Right,
The
right,
wealthiest of the wealthiest are always in Africa,
right,
Egypt, India, Mesoamerica. And then Donald Trump built the what? Space Force.
right,
What are we getting ready for? Because when we look at the swastika, y'all, that's actually an ancient Aboriginal symbol.
right,
So do you have any knowledge on Hitler, brother, or Donald Trump? And what do you feel about the elections? And you see the people freaking out as if they could control who's about to be elected.
So you said a lot. Let's do it one at a time. Hitler, go watch the movie Iron Sky. Jason, go check it out. It's called Iron Sky. Go check that shit out. Also, go on Google, type in the word Nachtwaffen, German Nachtwaffen. It means the Dark Fleet. Go check that shit out. When you go check that shit out, your head gonna be blown. Cause come to find out, the Germans never lost World War II. Long
Operation
story short, Long story short, they moved to Antarctica, and then they
Yep.
moved to the moon, and then they moved to Mars. So now they don't. That's why you need to go watch that movie Iron Sky. It shows you in the movie Iron Sky. It shows you a Nazi German colony on the moon.
They've been time traveling. That's
Man,
Yep.
in the
yeah,
Raiders of the Lost Ark. that the Nazis had got time traveling devices when they raided the pyramids, because that's what they were doing. They were getting ancient artifacts. And that's when we'll learn about the Mandela effect in one of the next episodes. And then the last Indiana Jones movie was The Clock of Destiny, y'all. And
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one.
Oh my goodness, go watch it. Go watch it, because it shows you how they were time traveling once again, but they were slipping into the wrong time. So we'll end it with this. It's a good book to end it with. It's called this, y'all. The Philadelphia Experiment. I want y'all to look up the Philadelphia Experiment. It's not just a movie, but you can Google it. Learn about the Navy and the Philadelphia Experiment, how the government confirmed that they time traveled and that mistakes happened, and learn about what happened when the Navy ship reappeared. It's called the Philadelphia Experiment.
They made a movie for that. They made a movie, and they made a sequel to it.
I saw multiple movies about it. The one where the Army guys or Navy guys come in and they're inside the walls and stuff like that. One guy comes back in another time. I think they made a show called Quantum Leap about that.
They made a sequel called Philadelphia Experiment Part 2.
We should have a movie night.
Look, they real quick in the sequel, they opened up a portal and they sent a stealth fighter back to Germany that had a nuclear bomb. So long story short, they opened up a portal and so they created another reality in which Nazi Germany was ruling America.
Wow. So close it out with us. We got to end the show. We're about 6 minutes over. So Sun Ra, sum it up what you feel we have for this show and give us some information to leave us with on Dios los Muertos and Halloween and the Night of the Living Dead.
Hey man, it's too bad it's going to give you an hour and 30 minutes because you said a lot. Listen. Yeah. We was rushing because it's some deep shit that we had to break down. But luckily, if we'll be here next week, if the planet shall be here next week, we gotta do it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause you talk. Hold on. You talking about the multiverse? We come on, man. You talking about Kamala Harris?
There's so much.
Yeah. So can't get it out in an hour and 30 minutes, nigga. Please.
Right. We're gonna start going.
Just an hour.
Yeah, we're gonna go 2 hours eventually. We just gotta get our viewers up. So y'all start pressing likes, start sharing it. This is the most controversial internet TV show on the planet. Wait till you guys start seeing the big studio in the building. It's going to be amazing. We have movies, we have TV shows and animations. So leave us with something, Sun Ra, before we check out.
Hey, Malia with Ashuk, divine love, Hatep, peace. Gotta come back, man. I got so much I gotta say. I can't say it in 6 minutes, man. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Well, give us a quick breakdown before you go of some knowledge, please.
I can't do it because I'm too deep. I'm gonna go on, and I've been smoking. I'm gonna go on a ramble.
Gotta give us something. Day of the Dead.
Okay, Day of the Dead. Listen. Day of the Dead. Listen. It's the Day of the Ancient Ones. Remember, whatever costume you're wearing, you're gonna embody that energy tonight. Not tonight, on Halloween night.
Tomorrow.
And you wear no. You wear a costume every day. Look up the definition of costume.
That's true.
Wear a costume every goddamn day. So what energy are you embodying every day? Ooh, ow.
And Lana, leave us with something. Our priestess, our oracle.
Honor your ancestors. Don't fear honoring your ancestors, because when you leave and transcend, you don't want nobody to forget you, do you? And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all do great works out here. So you want to be remembered by it, and therefore what you put out, you give back. Honor your ancestors will come back to you. And that you have to remember is your legacy. So you got to honor your ancestors so they can honor you. And then it just keeps going on because you're teaching your children the same thing. So just honor your ancestors and don't be afraid. Fear is taught.
And Khalil, the analyzer, said Halloween is the only holiday that has holy in it and worships demons. Thank you for tapping in, brother. And so we'll end it with books like we always do. Word Magic, y'all. It's a good book I picked up. You know, the power the powers of occult, definitions of words, and words of spells. And then also the Orishas, the tarot cards, pulling in all the Orishas within you, all the knowledge within you, all the elements of the crystals are within you. Tap into the elements within you, because you are goddess, you are God, you are the oracle. And once again, I teach we're in a matrix simulation, and the goal for me is total recall, so we can remember our past lives to get out this labyrinth, get out this maze, you know. So through knowledge of self, we can get up out this matrix through unity. So once again, you can check out Jason Wins the Game on Amazon. It's about overcoming ADD and ADHD, and teaching all of us that reading is cool again. So check that one out. And then Jason visits the museum. Jason runs into Anubis in one of the episodes, and then he's pharaohs. So this is an amazing book that's illustrated for all kids and children to learn about coming together. And then you see Anubis right there, y'all. So it gets real fun. But the goal of the show is to teach knowledge, bring wisdom. I'm Jason Elm Street Williams. What is the Matrix TV? Happy Halloween and Day of the Dead. Dios los Muertos. Much love to all the ancestors. Praise be upon the dead and the living. And worship and praise yourself. Love yourself. And always show love to the dead. And respect your life. And respect your elders.
Woo! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is the Matrix?
Start me from the top, man. Maybe it's the weed got me. Maybe it's these trees got me. Maybe it's these hoes got me. Maybe it's the stroll that got me. Maybe it's these clothes got me. Maybe it's these laws got me. Maybe it's my dogs got me. Maybe it's these bras got me. Maybe it's this man that got me. Maybe it's my clan that got me. Maybe it's my fam that got me. My plans, my plans. The Matrix.
When I wake up in the morning, I wake up.
Welcome to the world-famous King Tut Museum. Be sure to respect the ancient relics. The ancient Egyptians were a magical people who built numerous beautiful, magnificent structures, like the world-famous pyramids and temples. No running inside. Scientists till this very day still do not know how the Egyptians built the pyramids.
I wonder, did aliens ever visit ancient Egypt?
Wow, look at that giant Egyptian statue. It looks just like you, Jason.
Thanks, Toby. You're a super cool friend. Imagine what the world would look like if I was the pharaoh.
Jason, you are daydreaming. Wake up.
Sorry, history got away from me.